Hey guys, so I have been asking around to see what kids like to eat, and I'm telling you, it has been harder than I thought. So one thing everybody really agreed on was pancakes. I know, pancakes. So I am going to attempt to make my very first vegan pancake. I don't even think I've ever made a regular pancake, and that's the truth. I think I've always just bought a box of pancake mix. So I'm gonna try this. I've looked at a million recipes, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to wing it like I always do, and I'm just gonna put what I think would be good in a pancake and hope for the best, okay? So let's get started. Hey, here we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make my own vegan buttermilk. Obviously it's not butter and it's not really milk, so, because it's vegan. But this is what I think is gonna make the pancakes great. So what I've done is I've taken a cup of almond coconut blend, which is one of my favorites, milk, and what it says to do is put in 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice. So I thought, let's go with the vinegar. I don't know. And then put it in there, and I guess it's gonna get kind of like curdly or something. So while that's happening, we're gonna put in the rest of the ingredients here, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna mix in my dry ingredients. I'm just gonna go with basic flour. I mean, I swear to God, I think I have about 7 different kinds of flour, but I thought, let's just go with regular flour today. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good. So I'm gonna put in 2 cups and see how that goes. Okay, so 2 cups of flour. The next thing I'm gonna put in is some baking powder, because I think this is what's going to make the pancakes fluffy, because I've heard that people have a problem with vegan pancakes not being fluffy, so we want them fluffy, people. Okay, so we are gonna put in, can this come out faster? Maybe not. Oh, like this maybe. Okay. We are gonna put in 2 tablespoons, not that plastic thing. Oh my gosh, I swear, people, I swear. Okay, 2 tablespoons. And maybe a bit more, just because it wasn't coming out. Okay. So I'm gonna put in also some sugar. I really wanna try this coconut sugar because I just bought it and I don't even know if I put it in anything yet. So I wanna put that in. You can just use regular sugar, I think, or maybe even brown sugar. But I'm gonna try this coconut sugar, see how that goes. How about some cinnamon? I know I like cinnamon in mine, so I'm just gonna put like a little bit of cinnamon. Well, I shouldn't go too crazy with it, right? I did. That was a lot of cinnamon. Okay, we might not need that much cinnamon. What else? Oh yeah, like a dash of nutmeg, because I kind of like the flavor of that. Let's just make sure we got a dash. Okay, I think that was a dash. And then I want to put in 1 tablespoon of, oh, should I put some vanilla extract in? Yeah, why not, eh? How about like just a little bit? Oh, okay, maybe not, because I can't even get this open. I'll just stab it. All right, there we go. Yeah, let's put in a teaspoon, say, because I just like the flavoring of that. Okay. So if this turns out horrible, you'll know it's because I am literally winging it. And maybe 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, because I think that always like thickens things up, right? So we'll try that as well. Okay. And why do I have salt? Okay. Salt. All right. We are going to grab a whisk and whisk this up. And then we are going to put in the buttermilk, fake buttermilk stuff, right? Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's what I'm going to put in. Okay. So, yeah, I think this looks good. Let's put this in and stir it all up. like I said, I have never made vegan pancakes before, so this is going to be a new one, and I really, really hope that it turns out. So far, it's seeming really, really thick and not battery. So I think what I'm going to do is just add maybe a little bit of water. How about water? Just a little bit, because it seems to me pretty darned thick right now. And I don't want it to be that thick. It's got to be battery, right? Oh, that's much better. So I probably just added just now like about a 1/4 cup of water to that as well. So as you can see, we are getting a batter-like substance. All right. Now, I really want to put chocolate chips in this. Should I? What do you think? Let's throw a little bit in there, right? Just to see. I mean, why not, right? Okay. Just, I don't know. These are vegan chocolate chips, by the way. And you can get these at a lot of places in town. Okay. Oh, I think that that looks really good. Like, I could just eat that, I think, right now. So if these pancakes turn out terrible, maybe just the batter will be good. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to heat up a pan, and I'm going to put some coconut oil in it to heat it up. And oh yeah, that was what I wanted to do, I think. No, I'm not going to put the coconut oil in here. I'm just going to put it in the pan, and then we're going to get our pancakes ready. Okay, yay, I'm excited. What I'm doing now is I'm just going to put a little bit of coconut oil in my pan, melt that up, and that's what I'm going to use so that my pancakes don't stick. I suppose you could use whatever you want, but I really love cooking things with coconut oil. I think it makes it just yummy. So we're going to, oh, and it smells good, right? So we're going to get that heated up a little bit, and then once it gets hot, we are going to put in the pancake batter. I really hope this turns out. Okay, so the coconut oil has heated up, so I'm going to go ahead with this pancake batter mixture, and let's try this out. I mean, how bad can it really be, right? I think it's going to be good. It's a pancake. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just make like, I think 3 will fit in here right now. And we're going to go ahead with that. I think before, when even I made like the ones in the box, I don't think they turned out. So pancakes might be a little bit of a disaster for me, but I really wanted to try it. And I wanted to make it vegan. So let's try it. Let's try it. How do we know unless we try? Okay, so one little tip I heard that is when they start bubbling at the top, once they stop, then you're ready to flip them over. So we'll see if that holds true, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. I won't bore you to death, and I'll wait till they stop bubbling, and then we'll flip them over. I just wanted to show you what they look like so far, and to me, they look like pancakes. I think I'm doing a good job. So I'm going to continue cooking those. They look like they're like pretty fluffy. And then we're going to put some yummy, yummy toppings. Okay, yum, yum, guys. For my first attempt, I think that they look pretty darn good. I just went ahead and put a little bit of vegan butter on top, and some maple syrup, some raspberries, and then a little bit of coconut and some icing sugar. It was funny because I went to get the coconut and I got some like cake sprinkles at first, and I was like, oh, well, we could put those on too, I guess. But yeah, these ended up being really, really good. Okay, this is my supper tonight because it's so good. So I know, I can guarantee you your kids are gonna like this. So I hope you give it a try and let me know if you guys like it. Mwah. today I'm going to make a quick and delicious snack. It's the chocolate energy ball. I think it'd be great for when you're on the go or you want to put it in your kids' lunch or when people come over. I think it'd be a great snack and delicious at the same time and healthy. So let's get started and I'm going to show you what you need for this recipe. The first thing you are going to need is 1.5 cups of pitted dates. Delicious. Make sure you don't get prunes, get the dates or we might be in trouble. The next thing you're going to need is a cup of walnuts and a 1/4 cup of cacao powder or cocoa powder, whichever you prefer. You're also going to need a 1/2 teaspoon, I'd say, of cinnamon and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to blend that together in the food processor and then we're going to dip them in some yummy goodness. Okay, so let's get started putting our ingredients into the food processor. First thing we're gonna do is put in the pitted dates, 1.5 cups. The next thing we're gonna do is put in the 1 cup of chopped walnuts. And then the 1/4 cup of the cacao powder. And then I'm just gonna kind of wing it with the cinnamon and the vanilla extract. Probably about 1/4 teaspoon, but I'm just gonna kind of throw some in there, okay? And now we are gonna put the lid on and stir it all up. You know what? Let's just keep going. Okay, where's my lid? Okay, so now we're gonna blend this till it's like a dough-like ball substance so that we can form it into the balls, okay? Does that seem crazy to you? That seems a little crazy to me. Okay, so that was a bit intense. I was like whipping it so hard with the food processor that actually my phone like fell off the table. So yeah, I guess you've got to really mix it up well because you want it to look like this. And it's got to be like able to form into balls and it's got to be that sticky consistency. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna form it into balls and then we're going to roll it into the toppings. Yeah, this was a new one to me for the phone to just go flying right off the table. So what I'm doing is I'm forming them into, like I'd say like, I don't know, like a small to medium sized ball like that. And we're just gonna roll a bunch of them and then we're gonna put them dip them into the toppings. So yeah, we're just gonna finish that and then dip them into the toppings. Just press them firmly so that they are just like that. I mean, it makes me want to eat it right now. It looks so good. I think this is going to be delicious, actually. They look like when I've just rolled them into balls. And now I'm going to dip them into some toppings. Now what I have is some coconut, some hemp hearts, some slivered almonds, and some chia seeds. Now you can use whatever you like, but I thought that those were 4 great toppings that are healthy and they're going to taste delicious. So what you're going to do now is just take one of your formed balls and roll it in the toppings. The first one I'm going to do is the coconut. And so you just want to get some nice, delicious coconut coated all over that. And yum, yum, that looks delicious. So we're going to do one with some chia seeds. This is like packed with protein and energy. We're going to do one, I don't know how well this one's going to work, with the slivered almonds. It's not working all the greatest. But I'm gonna still try my best on that one. yeah, it didn't work out the greatest with the slivered almonds. I think my, it's not sticky enough to stick to it. But, you know, hey, win some, lose some. We're gonna do some hemp hearts. And, oh, you know what? I just thought of something else. This might be good. Hang on one. Okay, since the slivered almond thing didn't work out as good as I thought it was going to, I don't know why, I'm going to just use the cocoa powder for one. So let's try that. I mean, that'll just be nice and cocoa-y on the outside, right? Oh, yeah. That was a fantastic idea. So we're going to continue on with these, and then I'm going to pop them in the fridge. So here's the finished product, and I think that they look delicious. So what I'm going to do is you could just wrap them in saran wrap, or you can put them in a Tupperware container and have them in your fridge ready for snacks. And I'm going to eat this poor little dilapidated one with the almond slivers that didn't turn out. I don't know, maybe walnuts would have been better or something. If you have any ideas, you know, I'm sure you could dip them in anything. You could even dip them in sprinkles, like whatever you want, right? Let's go try. That was really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you soon. Mwah! Hey guys, so I'm going to make one of my absolute favorite comfort foods. Now this is something that everybody loves, is good old mac and cheese. But how do you make mac and cheese vegan without the cheese? We are going to be using a butternut squash. What? Yeah, that's right, butternut squash, people. Because you know what, I've tried a few other vegan mac and cheese recipes and they weren't my absolute favorite, but this one is actually really good. It's fairly easy to make. I'm gonna be doing kind of the harder version, but there is an easier version. Because the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to chop up my butternut squash and I'm gonna roast it. Now you can buy canned butternut squash or even the butternut squash that's already cut up, and that will make it easier, but I'm gonna go with the good old-fashioned roasting it right now. Okay, so I've chopped up my butternut squash. Now, like I said, this step is a little bit time-consuming, so, I mean, if you are pressed for time and you want a simpler way, buy the already chopped up, which is one great option, or get the canned, and then, hey, you're good to go. So I'm just gonna spread them out on the pan, and I'm going to add some olive oil, and that's probably lots, and some salt and pepper, salt and pepper, and then I'm just gonna mix it up with my hands and get it all coated. You could also put it in, like, I guess, a casserole dish, but I'm just gonna use this baking sheet for now, and I'm gonna pop it in the oven, like I said, for 40 minutes. And I'm going to, in the meantime, get my sauce ready. Let's get that done. Okay, so now on to the creamy faux cheese mac and cheese sauce. This is where you're going to think I'm a little bit cuckoo, but if you don't already, but I'm telling you, it's going to work. So we're going to use 3/4 cup of non-dairy milk. Now I'm using cashew milk because it's gluten-free and all that kind of thing, but I mean, you can use any type of soy milk, almond milk, whatever you like. Just make sure that you get the unsweetened, like don't get the vanilla because it's not gonna be good. So we're gonna put that in. I guess I should turn the oven or the stove on. I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Now, like I said before, you can get this at any health food store. It's what gives it that cheesy flavor, so it's very important. I'm gonna use a tablespoon, it's a little bit bigger than a tablespoon, of some vegan butter. I'm gonna just throw in a little bit of salt and pepper, and I might have that on too high. I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to kind of thicken it up a little bit. You can also use flour if you don't have cornstarch. I'm gonna just start stirring that a bit. And then I'm going to use, maybe I'll say like a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. and a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Now, you can also use a little bit of Dijon mustard or something in it if you like that. Oh, I'm going to throw in a little bit of lemon juice too. Back to the mustard part. I despise mustard. I'm sorry, people. I know lots of people love mustard. I just hate mustard, so I'm not putting any in there. But if you like mustard, feel free to put some mustard in there. So we're going to stir this all together. We still have about 25 minutes or so to go on the squash. So once this is all good and the squash is cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a blender and blend it all together, and then we're going to mix it in with our pasta, which we are going to make momentarily. So yeah, we'll just take a little break now. Maybe I'll go have a coffee. Okay, be back in a few. Okay, this squash is seriously the bomb. It smells so good and it's only halfway done. I mean, this is what makes this dish delicious. So I'm just gonna give it a little flip right now and continue on. So my squash is almost done. My sauce is done. So I'm gonna go ahead with the pasta. Now I've boiled some water here. It's kind of going nuts. I'm gonna just use like a cup of elbow macaroni. Now you can use gluten-free pasta, you can use whole wheat pasta, whichever you prefer. I'm just going with traditional today. So we are gonna cook up the pasta, and like I said, everything else is almost ready. So pretty soon, guys. I know this recipe sounds crazy, but trust me, it's gonna be good. So the squash is done. I only roasted it for half an hour because honestly, it's soft and mushy right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to I'm gonna let it cool for like a second. I'm gonna pack down 1 cup of the butternut squash, and I'm gonna put it in my blender with my sauce that I made previously. So we're gonna do that now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take this cheese sauce and I'm going to put it into my blender, and then I'm going to add the squash. Okay, so I was reading another recipe in my meantime while I was roasting my squash, and another really easy way to do it instead of the way that I did it by peeling it and chopping it all up was you could just cut it in half, take the seeds out, put it face down with some olive oil, and then roast it like that, and then you could scoop it out. Yeah, that would have been another way, but I wanted to take the hard way, I guess. That's just, you know, what I decided to do. But like I said, I think the easiest way would just be buy a can of the squash, and then you're good to go, right? So we are gonna blend this on high. High? Yeah. We're gonna blend it on high until it's nice and smooth. I want to look at it. Okay. Oh, you know what? It looks good. There's like 1 chunk of squash in there that's not mixing up, and it's making me really mad. But other than that, we're doing good. So the pasta's almost done. I'm just gonna wait for it to finish cooking till it's al dente, and then I'm going to rinse it off in a colander, put it back on the stove in a pot, and I'm gonna mix the cheese sauce in, and we are gonna be ready to rock and roll with our vegan mac and cheese. Seriously, why wouldn't this one little chunk blend? I don't understand. But you know what? That butternut squash is so good. I could have just ate a pan of that. It's delish. Okay, we're almost ready. Woo! Okay, so I just drained my pasta, and I am putting it back into this bowl, or pot, sorry. And then I'm going to add the mixture, this cheesy, delicious goodness. Oh my God, you guys. I am telling you, I gotta show you this because you're not even gonna believe how good it looks. Like, I don't even think you're gonna believe it. Okay, that's as good as that's gonna get. Hang on, I need to show you this. Okay, does that not look delicious? Like, I mean, seriously, you cannot tell me that that is not delicious mac and cheese. Okay? So I'm just going to stir this up and I'm going to make myself a big plate. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's some vegan mac and cheese that everyone's gonna love. And like I said, if you want to do it a lot quicker, just use a can of butternut squash, or else you can even use pumpkin puree. I've done that in a lot of pasta recipes and it's really good too. Now, if this wasn't for kids, you know, and I'm not that I have any kids that are coming over tonight or anything, but if I was making this for just myself, I would put like some broccoli in there. I would probably put like the rest of the chunks of the squash in there, maybe some kale, some spinach. Like I'd you know, primp it up a little bit. But I mean, if you want to give it to your kids, they're probably not going to want those vegetables in there. They're probably going to be like, yo, Ma, what are you doing? So you could just make it just like this. Now this is steaming hot, but I literally have to have some. Seriously, you guys, I would not lie to you. This is the best so far that I've tried vegan mac and cheese. Now there is another version I just want to tell you. And I don't know if any of you saw me make it before with the carrot and the potato and the onion. I wasn't a fan. I talked to a lady today at the gym and she said she loves it and her family loves it and she uses it for con queso dip and stuff. I think I gotta try it again, but this one, hands down, the bomb vegan mac and cheese. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and I hope you try it out for your family and let me know if your kids like it because I seriously love it, okay? And I love mac and cheese, so this does it for me. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic night and try the mac and cheese. Mwah!